And welcome to Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and it is time now for some celebration because it's Espanyol 0, Barcelona 4 goals to 0, embarrassment in their home stadium. We have overcome them once again in the big derby occasion, and it wasn't just a win, it wasn't just 3 points here, it was a demolition job, a phenomenal first half performance from all three of our attackers, but of course, that man and that man alone, it's Lionel Messi, the best in the world, without question. All of the analysis, it's coming right up. But we will of course start with Ernesto Valverde's team selection, which was exactly as we predicted it beforehand in the match preview. We knew what he was going to do, we knew the way that he was going to set up, and I was really hoping that Dembélé was included, and he was. Credit to Valverde, he stuck with his man, he did exactly what we needed to do in this game, and he went for it right from the minute go. You had Messi there, you had Suarez, and you had Dembélé. A lot of intent, a lot of attacking quality, and we saw that straight away against Espanyol. Vidal was a lot more withdrawn today in a more defensive situation here in that midfield, and they kept Espanyol quiet. They stopped those counter-attacks, they stopped the flow of the game, and that was exactly what we needed. All we needed to do was just control Espanyol, keep them condemned in their own half, and let these three do their magical work. And that's exactly what they did. It was phenomenal. And I just want to highlight here exactly how those front three were working, really to understand what Lionel Messi did in that first half to really unlock Espanyol, because what they did was they played Sanchez here and young Roca in these defensive midfield situations, and then basically tried to get the rest of their Espanyol players back and nice and compact again, trying to go on the break. But it was mainly these two who were here to stop Lionel Messi, because obviously he didn't stay out on this right hand side. You know that Messi is going to cut in, and basically they were supposed to deal with that. But the problem for Espanyol was between Darda, Iglesias and these two here, there was a big gap, and Messi completely exposed Espanyol in this area here. He got in between them, he was receiving the ball and then turning. They allowed him to turn, and as soon as he did that, they were there. They were there then, they were sitting off him, and they thought they'd be able to stop him. But no, Messi was coming around the outside of Sanchez, he was jinxing past him, he was jinxing between the two of them, he was going outside Roca. It was brilliant from Messi. His dribbling today was absolutely sensational, and as soon as he had all that momentum heading towards that defence, he was just going round them. He was having an absolute field day, and it was absolutely brilliant because you had Suarez here occupying those two centre-backs. Today, we had a vocal point, we had somebody up there who was going to really control things from an attacking perspective, make those runs, create that space so that Messi could do the magical work that we know. And Dembélé was really important too. He was almost given a bit of a free roll out on that left hand side, because just like Messi, he didn't always stay there. At times he'd hold his width, as you can see for the goals, but he was also coming in, he was distracting players, he too was making runs, and all of that combined, that brilliant movement from the front three, Messi dropping in and then quickly evading that midfield, that all gave us the huge lift that we needed, gave us that big intensity right from the first minute that Espanyol in that first half could not deal with. And of course, it simply had to be that man, Lionel Messi, that kicked off the goal scoring in a big way. I'm talking 17 minutes in. The game at that time was still in the balance. We were in complete control. We were very good in terms of pressing high at the pitch, winning the ball back, stopping Espanyol on the counter like they clearly wanted to do. But it was Messi who broke the deadlock with a wonderfully struck free kick. It's about 22, 23, 24 yards out on the edge of the box, out of the centre circle. It's a big wall. It's a tall wall there from Espanyol. But Lionel Messi, with the magical powers that he has, he gets it up and he gets it down. It's really difficult to do from that situation. It's an underrated free kick, but it's a magical first goal there from Lionel Messi. But it's the second goal. It's the second goal which really does get you off your feet from all sides of the story. You've got Lionel Messi who picks the ball up first of all. He's got about 4 defenders all around him, closing in on him from all angles, but he keeps hold of the ball. He manoeuvres through them. They actually push him to the ground. He's on the floor, but he still gets up. He's still got the ball, he's still looking around him, and from nowhere, he actually finds a pass out to the left-hand side, in behind the Espanyol defence, to find Dembélé. Dembélé has a look, he jinks back in on his right foot, like we've seen him do so many times on the left. He's so good going down both sides, they can't handle that, and Dembélé, what a finish, into the top right-hand corner. Messi's free kick goal was brilliant, Dembélé's finish on this one was sensational, and that's why you play this guy. This guy, with confidence, can score goals, and he he can create goals. You saw that then with the third goal. This time it's all about the movement, the run, the will, desire of Luis Suarez coming back into the team today. There was a few moments, of course, where the ball, he wasn't quite 100% match fit. But you can see what this guy does. He gets in behind, he's pointing in the space ahead of him so that Dembélé can play that ball into that area. He does that, it's got the perfect weight on it, and Suarez just wants that ball more. He smashes the centre-back to one side, gets goal side of him, and then it's an impossible angle. You're thinking, Suarez can't score from there, but that's Luis Suarez for you. He might miss a few tap-ins, he might not score all the goals that we expect him to score, but he also scores the goals you don't expect him to score. It's such a tight angle, but he just stabs it there, just between the legs of Diego Lopez into the Espanyol net, and that is 3-0 inside the opening 45 minutes. And even then, Espanyol shell-shocked. They did not know what to do. They did not know how to handle us. Messi at his finest. There's people coming out this week finishing 5th in the Ballon d'Or. I'm not going to go into that because, like I said before, we don't care. We get to watch this magic week in, week out. We are the lucky ones that get to experience this kind of quality for our team. If you don't want to appreciate it, if you can't appreciate it, or you can't see the greatness that is out there, that's your own problem, and that's a problem that you've got to deal with yourself. And people like Pele coming out in the week saying that Messi only has one skill, he can only shoot with one leg, and that makes him vulnerable. The only people who are vulnerable are those that face him, because this man is not about one skill, it's not about one leg, it's not about one moment. This is consistency. It's everywhere over that pitch, whether it be passing, free kicks, shots on goal, in terms of getting past defenders, dragging players, doing skills. And he also today even tracked back. He worked hard defensively, he pressed from the front. It was an all-round sensational performance from Messi, who scored, who assisted, provided key passes, a lot of dribbles, so much quality. Never ever doubt this man, and he proved it again with his second goal of the game. And yes, it's another free kick, but you know what? This is Messi, so it was even better than the first one. It was even further out. It was even more unlikely that he was going to score, but it's a thunderbolt. He picks it up, sets the ball down. You're thinking from there, that's a big ask if you're going to be scoring, but Messi is Messi. He picks up the ball, smashes it into the top left-hand corner, a different side of the goal, but Messi doesn't care. If Messi wants to put it there, he will put it there, and he stuck the sword right into Espanyol. Barcelona 4, Espanyol 0. It was a demolition, like I say. It was a derby that was only ever going one way. We are superior in the city, and that in itself was never, ever in doubt. And I think as the game went on in that second half, obviously the intensity out of our game just drained a little bit. We were 4-0 up. We didn't want to go and embarrass Espanyol just a bit too much, so we did ease off, the pressure. Espanyol also had a goal that was disallowed, and rightly disallowed, by the way, by VAR. It was offside. It was Duarte who was the man who headed it in, who was just about offside Arturo Vidal, the last man to Barcelona. But I think, to be honest, actually, Ousmane Dembélé in this game was probably taken off a little bit too soon. Up until now, Valverde, I think he got things right in terms of his selection at the start of the game. I think obviously he got his players very motivated for this game, and that was clear for everybody to see in the first minute. But I just think the 68th minute, maybe a little bit too early to bring off Ousmane Dembélé. Felipe Coutinho came on, and I think what today really showed was that has to be our front three: Suarez, Messi, Ousmane Dembélé, because I think that has everything. You've got Suarez there as your vocal point, as your number 9. That gives then Messi the ability to drop off and really command the spaces in between midfield and defence. And then you've got Dembélé, a little bit of both, that can score and create and be really the legs and the width if you really need him in those wider areas. And I think if we're going to see Coutinho, we've got to start moulding him now into a midfield role. He has to be a midfielder if he's going to be a regular fixture in this team, because I think that front three today was absolutely electric. We've done it to Espanyol, and given time, given consistency, if you keep on picking the same three leading our line, we're going to see this more and more often. We're going to see this against better teams too, and it really is a very, very exciting prospect. So as always, guys, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I really want to know what you thought of this derby performance, and what did you think, of course, of the performance from Lionel Messi. And I can gladly inform you that we are top of the league, remaining there today. Sevilla dropped points. Atletico Madrid beat Alaves by 3-0, and we are top of the league, 31 points, 3 points ahead of Sevilla and Atletico Madrid, and that cannot change as the weekend draws to a close tomorrow. Where will we belong? It was a stunning victory and a vintage Lionel Messi display. I'll see you soon, guys. Thank you as always for joining me, but until then, as always, Vesca El Barça.